everyone. I hope all of you are having an outstanding weekend. You know, you deserve to have something fantastic just for making it through the week. So, rush over and get yourself something. Also, you may have noticed, or you may not have noticed, in which case I don't know which is worse, but you may have noticed that we did not have a WIP N Chat last week. You would be correct. Things got a little complicated. As you know, my family members had, real tragedy when they lost their house in the fire that's going through Northern California. So that was really hard. And then I have been, first of all, I live with chronic pain. That's maybe not a surprise to anyone that, has been to the channel once. But I do, and so, but in addition to that, I've been having pain in my right elbow for a couple of years now. We're not going to mention the fact it might be diamond painting related. Anyway, so I went to my rheumatologist, and she kind of felt it around. She said, yeah, it's definitely swollen and inflamed and crunchy. So if you want to go to physical therapy and you want it to do any good, you really need to go. So I started physical therapy this week, and whoo, doggies, let me tell you, the pain has been real interesting. So hence the reasons why we missed a week. However, we're back. Hi.
Hello.
We have everyone's questions, I think. You guys are getting tougher questions. Remember, we're old. Don't make us think too hard. We might blow a fuse or something. Good Lord. Anyway, for those of you who follow the dragons, I know I've been really terrible about posting to Finian's Lair lately. Life has just been hectic. But I will get back to it, don't worry. But in the meantime, Claire is now 8 months old and beautiful. She is becoming quite the she-dragon and working hard to give Merlin a run for largest dragon in the house. So, know that she's doing just fine. She has not had a seizure in 6 weeks. I'm thinking they're probably over for good. I really hope so. She's got a little bit of tremor, which might be a permanent fixture for her, but you can barely tell. And when she's running around chasing something to eat, you can't tell at all. So she's doing outstanding. Miss Ruby also doing well. Her manicure is holding up, which is nice. Then I only have to change the color for fall. She's doing fantastic. She got a clean and sanitized tank today because it was tank cleaning day. And oh, is she a happy camper. So she's being her diva self and doing phenomenal. And Merlin woke up today after sleeping for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. And he's now awake and just basking and enjoying life. Had a big drink of water and just hanging out. And Mr. Finn is still asleep, which is a good thing. He's doing fine, but he's been out about almost a month, and he's just sawing wood, which I'm really glad about, because brumation season for him was kind of terrible. He was kind of up and down. I mean, if a dragon can be an insomniac, that's pretty much it. So I'm thankful that he's actually getting some quality rest right now. So that's the update. The dogs are all fine, loud, but fine. What's new on your agenda, Neil? Let everybody know what's up.
Well, just trying to help Wendy out, because there's times she's not very mobile.
Especially when the pain level's as much as it's been the last week and a half or so.
And getting to escort her to physical therapy is just a thrill.
No end to fun, let's face it. Yeah, so that's what's been up. What are you guys up to? Have you been handling the world? And my goodness, is everybody warm enough? Holy cow. I don't know how you guys are doing, but we're melting. Last week or two, we finally got to triple digits. So yesterday was 102. Today, it's working on being at least that. So, yeah, it's been a little bit, sort of, hellfire around here. So, yeah, not good. So everybody else who's melting along with us, oh, I'm sorry. Try to stay cool, stay hydrated, please. Let's not advertise heat stroke for anyone else. So, yeah, that's all the news that's fit to print around here. Now then, I believe, unless any of you have added a comment in the last week, we do have all the ones that you were kind enough to leave for us on the last video. And if I remember, oh, also thank you to all of you who have signed up for my September event that I'm hosting, A Change of Seasons. Double thank you to those of you who have already sent me your canvas picture, because that was a huge help. So, for any of you that would like to sign up, do it soon. And remember, I'll need a pic of your canvas before you start, and then we'll do a progress a couple of weeks in. And then whether or not you want to do it at the end is entirely up to you. I'm not going to require it, so that's up to you. And also, for those of you who don't remember, it's A Change of Seasons. Any canvas depicting any season, or alternatively, if you don't have a canvas that you feel would qualify, I mean, you probably do, I'm pretty lenient, but if you don't, alternatively, you can do a canvas for any holiday, because holidays fall in seasons, right? So any holiday throughout the year that you want to. If you want to catch up on something you tried to finish for Easter and couldn't, totally fine. If you want to do something in preparation for Halloween or Christmas or Thanksgiving, perfectly fine. I don't want you to have to purchase something. That's what I'm getting at. So check your stash, pull one out, and let me know in the comment section or in my email, which will be down in the description. And let me know, hey, I would like to sign up. Here's my picture of my canvas, and I will go, fantastic. So, all right. I think that's everything in terms of housekeeping stuff we needed to go over. All right. Now, onward to the questions. You guys come up with the best questions. I mean it. Okay. Diamond painting with Jack. Hey, Jack. How's your weekend? She says, Wendy is not boring, because I told you guys last time that, you know, Wendy's a boring name. Yeah. She goes, you're not boring. You have a song named after you. That's very true, Jack. Thank you. That was actually why my dad named me that, because he liked the song. Okay, she says, she's in like Flynn. I got you on the list for the event, Jack. Thanks for joining. Number 1, Neil, what is your favorite Christmas movie?
White Christmas.
Has it always been?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So, my favorite Christmas movie. Oh, it's so hard because there's so many that I really, really like. Like, really, really like. I think probably the one that I never miss. I never miss The Year Without a Santa Claus. Love that one. And I also like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I think that's a good one too.
You're forgetting your favorite.
Well,
that you
yeah,
watched
okay.
Three different versions of.
I do. My all-time favorite of all time, ever, is A Christmas Carol. I watch it every day from December 1st till New Year's. My favorite version is the George C. Scott version, which happened to be 1984. But I like all of them. I like Alastair Sims. I like all of them because I love the story. There's something about, you know, greedy people that treat people horrible getting their lesson learned that I just eat up. Don't know why that is, but anyway, that's my all-time favorite. I love it, love it. That's another one. You know, I don't think about it because it's a given. You know, like every December 1st, I have it in my playlist on my phone. I literally start playing it December 1st. Huh, honey?
Yeah.
I know the words verbatim. I could recite the whole thing, but yeah, no. So, that's my all-time favorite. I love A Christmas Carol.
So what is your favorite part of those movies?
I like the end when, Scrooge finally has a revelation, and I like when he's delivering all the stuff for Christmas Day, especially to Bob Cratchit. He owed that man because he was not nice to him.
Yeah.
I love that when they get, the prize turkey. I just think that's the best thing ever. And, when he gives the donation to the poor, and, he starts, doing philanthropic things instead of being greedy and horrible. That's my favorite part. And, of course, I love Tiny Tim. Yeah, that's my favorite one. Okay, Neil, you ready for this one?
No.
Jack, you killed me. If you were a drag queen, what would be your drag name, and what would be your opening song?
Well, I am not, never will do drag.
But
I don't know.
you could be Stars and Stripes forever. That'd be a good drag name for you.
How about the Killer Clown?
Okay, the Killer Clown. That's fine too. Hey, it's your drag queen persona. And what is your opening number?
I don't know. Oh, God.
You got Neil, Jack. Good job.
I don't know, the Munsters theme or Addams Family theme. I don't know.
Okay, what the heck? My name, let's see. I think it would probably be, let's see. Probably Step in Time, because I'm not that original. And of course, the opening number would have to be Hallelujah, it's raining men. Because of course it is, right? But yeah, I think that's what it would be. That would be fun. Got a good beat to that song too, so that would be fun. That was a funny question, Chad. Okay, Neil. If you could live somewhere else and you were financially stable, where would it be?
Oh, Well, Kauai was nice, but there's not much to do there. I don't know, maybe Lake Arrowhead or Big Bear up in the mountains.
You're gonna stay in California, are you? I don't blame you. Financially stable and anywhere in the world. Wow. Yeah, I think probably, gosh. I think probably Big Bear, up around Big Bear Lake. It's beautiful. It's such a beautiful town. We went there for our long weekend. That was our honeymoon, because couldn't leave the kids for much longer than that at the time. So I think that's where it would be, because it's so pretty up there. And I'm a California girl at heart. What can I tell you? I lived in Oregon for 7 years, and there were things about that I really liked. But at the end of the day, everything I need is right here. My people are here. Everyone says good morning and hello, and there's always, something entertaining going on. I can be at the beach in 20 minutes. I can be in the mountains in 15 minutes. I can be at a theater. I can be in Los Angeles in less than an hour and a half. Like, there's just Yeah, I like it here, so I think that's probably where. So see, we might be able to be neighbors, Neil. You don't know.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Jack, for the questions.
I was just thinking of when we went to Vegas with your parents and got back home, and we had left the kids with a friend to, you know, watch over for us while we were gone. She was totally overwhelmed.
She was, and it literally was just a weekend. Like it was, you know.
And yeah, the oldest stepson was ruling the house at about what, 10 or 12?
Maybe 10. Yeah, it was. I mean, they're good kids, don't get it wrong. It's just that they were very healthy and very active boys, 3 boys, and it just fully overwhelmed her. We walked in the door and she said, "Thank God you're home." We just laughed. But the important thing was she was good to them, and that was important to me. That mattered more than anything else. If they get away with something while I'm gone, that's okay. I will put down the hammer when I come home, so it's fine. Just, you know, be good to them. I think they had a, you know, the cat's away, the mice will play moment, and really took advantage of it. But they didn't destroy anything, including her, so that was good. But yeah, just trying to keep an eye on all 3 of them can be rough. So, because at that time, oh God, they were 10, 6, and 4. So when I tell you it was a hectic kind of a day, it was. But yeah, she did fine. Okay. Jedi Master. Hey, Jedi Master. How is the weather in the UK? Let's see. In for the event, and Canvas is waiting to have a diamond makeover. Excellent. And I did get your picture. Thank you for sending that over. Okay, Neil, do you believe in karma?
Yeah, karma will come and get you.
So that's a yes, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I like to think so. I like to think that if you're horrible to people, that you're going to get yours eventually, because you have it coming. So let's hope so, because I have a list to give to karma.
We're still waiting for a certain someone to get his payment.
Yeah, a few certain someones. Have you ever pranked anyone?
Oh God, yes.
Well, tell us about the prank, Neil.
Well,
God, are we going to the military?
absolutely.
I knew it.
When I was first stationed at Fort Riley, Kansas, and before I was ever married, I was living in the barracks, and there were, I don't know, 20, 25 guys who were living in an open bay, you know, no walls or anything, just beds and wall lockers and foot lockers. But that aside, this was, I don't know, middle of January, early February. There was probably 6 inches of snow on the ground, and temperature at night got into the low 20s or mid-teens. And I was working the swing shift, and I came back to the barracks on a break, and one of the guys that was not working was in the bathroom taking a shower. And the way the showers were set up, there were six shower stalls along one wall, and about 4 feet from where the shower stalls ended was a tiled wall, about 4.5 feet high, something like that. And on the non-shower side of this wall was a bench, and one of the guys from my platoon was in the shower, having a nice hot shower. And there was another guy from my platoon who was over there on a break, and a third guy who we knew but was not in our platoon happened to be around, and so we saw this guy in the shower, and we decided it would be great fun to throw some cold water on him in the shower. And so one of the guys and myself, we got a cup and put cold water in it from the sink. But the third guy, he got what we called a butt can. It was a large can that had vegetables or beans or something in it. I mean, not a regular size can. I mean a big can.
A Herkin can.
Yeah.
Okay.
And cleaned it out, went to the drinking fountain and filled it. And so we get in there, and me and the other guy with a cup of water threw our cups of water over the wall into the shower stall where this guy was. His name was Hermanson, and everybody called him Hermie. And so he's like, "What the hell are you doing?" and comes out and is right where the opening in the wall was, and the other guy was standing on this bench on the other side and says, "Hey, Hermie," and he looks up and he dumps this big can of cold water over him, and he's just shivers like I've not seen anybody shiver. That was the prank.
Uh-huh. And then how did he get even? Because I know he must have.
I don't remember that he got even with us specifically.
Well, I do not prank that often because I don't like being pranked. So it's not something that I do very much. However, I was working in an office, and this coworker who just was, okay, she was one of those people that, you just were like, is all you could do to say hi and good morning, because, woo, she was intense. Always talking about how wonderful she worked and how highly efficient she was and la-di-da-di-da-di. So the day before she was due to go on, she had one more day left to go before she went on vacation. And as she was leaving, meanwhile, we're all bogged down because, we're working our butts off, and we just kept getting more work because we could get it all done. And, she just paced herself. And then, she'd finish, and, oh, look at me, how efficient I am, all this other stuff. And, guys, I got tired of it. So she was telling us all how wonderful she was, and that, she's so happy because she completed everything in her inbox, and it's going to be an easy day tomorrow, and then she's going on vacation for 2 weeks, and yeah, too bad we're not all going, ha ha ha, that kind of thing. So she left, due to come back in the morning for the last day before vacation. So I decided I was going to get her. So I went in to the photocopy room and I took like 5 or 6 reams of paper. Then I went and got about 12 manila folders, filled them all full of blank paper, and made a stack that I had to have been at least 2 feet high, maybe more. Put it in her inbox, and the inbox bowed at the bottom because there's this huge stack of folders with blank paper, right? And on the top of the stack, I wrote a little note. I put a sticky note on it that said, you know, "You're so efficient. I know you can complete this before you leave to go on vacation. So, yeah, hope to see this all in my office before 5. Thank you." And I signed the boss's name. And guys, when she came in and she saw that stack, first of all, that, you know, she went open-mouthed, gaping when she saw the stack of stuff in her inbox. Then she saw with the note, and she all but burst into tears. It was just... So after I thought she had suffered enough, she was sitting in her chair wondering how in the hell she was going to get through all this work before she left. I told her that, you know, it was just blank paper and it was fine. And she could just put away the blank paper back into the photocopy room and put the folders away in the supply closet, and her inbox was still empty. Needless to say, I don't think I was ever her favorite person, if not by that point, for sure after that, but it was okay. Everybody else thought it was hilarious, and she stopped telling us how efficient she was, so it worked like a charm. So, yeah, that was pretty much it. Again, I don't do a lot of pranking because I don't like to be pranked, and I would never do something that was humiliating or harmful to somebody. Like, that just would never be a thing. That's why I would never be good at, like, hazing a sorority, because I think that's unconscionable and you should never do it for any reason. So that would be the only time. But, yep. Okay, last one for Master of Jedi. Favorite board game?
Well, the first one that comes to mind, of course, is Monopoly.
That's your favorite one, huh?
I don't know if it's my favorite. It's just the first one that came to mind.
Okay, well, I think probably I like Life. I think that's a really fun game. I think the spinner is always fun. It's more fun than dice or, anything like that. So that's always fun. I think it's cute. You get a little card and you get, a little person in it, and that's supposed to be you. And then you can add, a spouse if you get married. You can add kids, all that stuff. So, yeah, I think that's a fun one. And I like the fact that the whole family can play it, It's not complicated, really. It's minimal math, so you just have to figure out how much you earn and how you can spend it, that kind of thing. But yeah, I really did. I really do. I enjoy Life. I think that's a really fun game. So
Yeah, Life is fun too.
yeah. I think my favorite game though is Password, and which is not a board game, but I like board games. They're fun. Okay. All right, Denise Hudson, 4723. Hey, Denise. Hope you're having a good weekend. Hi, Wendy and Neil. Once again, you answer everyone's questions wonderfully. Thank you, Denise. Do you enjoy spending time outdoors?
Yeah. I used to hike a lot when I was a kid. When I was 17, 3 other friends of mine and myself hiked the Muir Trail, which is in the I can't remember the name of the mountain range. Anyway, it goes from Mount Whitney to Yosemite Valley.
In California.
Yes. And prior to doing that, we did a lot of preparatory hiking and camping out to try and get in condition to do this trail hike, because the trail is 220 miles from Mount Whitney to Yosemite Valley. And
How many days hike is that?
well, we did it in 17 days, including one day out because we got food poisoning from a restaurant that we came across that the trail was by.
God.
And you know, I used to hunt and things like that. When I was at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, I worked as a game warden for around a year, something like that, maybe a little more or less, give or take. I didn't get to stay longer because Department of the Army said that I needed to move somewhere else. So there you go. You don't have a choice when you get orders.
That's the thing about the military is they will, regardless even of your job skill, they will put you where they need you to be. If they need a body in, you know, like, Neil's military police department of corrections, but when he was at Bragg, they needed a game warden.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's what he did.
Yeah, when I got to Bragg, they had closed the confinement facility there, so I was assigned to a regular military police unit.
Which begs the question of why did they send you there if there was no...
That's a good question,
Uh-huh.
and I can't really give you a definitive answer. When I got the orders, I was stationed in Panama in the Canal Zone, and I called the military police branch and I said, you know, look, you've got me going to Fort Bragg and there's no longer a confinement facility there. You know, you need to send me somewhere else. And I was just a young sergeant and didn't really know any better. And the Department of the Army civilian on the other end of the line said, well, unless you've got compassionate reasons for reassignment, we can't change your assignment. So I ended up going to Fort Bragg and had one of the best duty assignments I'd ever had in the military.
What made it a good one?
Well, working in the game warden section was awesome.
Why?
You know, during the hunting season, boy, we put in hours, 14, 16-hour days.
Mm.
But
Why so long?
well, when deer season opened, the hunters could sign out 90 minutes before sunrise, and they had until 90 minutes after sunset to sign back in. So there were times that I had to be at work at 3:30 in the morning,
Ew.
and didn't get off duty until like 7:30 at night. And, you know, if there was a hunter that had not signed back in, we had to find out where the heck he was. And, you know, fortunately, you know, we had the people's phone numbers because it was a requirement that they, you know, log their phone number with us.
These are not cell phones though, right? Landlines.
Correct, they're all landlines. Cell phones weren't even
A
thought
thing.
of
Yeah, exactly.
at that time. And so, you know, most of the time we could call the house and they're like, oh yes, I'm sorry, I forgot to sign back in. And we could clear it. If we couldn't get a hold of them, we had to go out and search in the area that they had signed out to. Now, Fort Bragg, the training area is very large. I don't know, 180,000 acres, something like that.
Holy cow.
And
How, is that why they had the military helping them out with fish and wildlife, or what?
I don't know. I think they figured it was a law enforcement function and they weren't going to contract people to do that. They just made a special duty assignment for military police personnel.
Okay.
And, you know, if one of the downsides was that, you know, if you're out there being a game warden during hunting season, guess what? Everybody is armed.
Oh God. Yeah, that would make it a little bit different than working in the jail. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
And but it was a good assignment. I enjoyed the heck out of it.
How long were you there?
I got there, let's see, the end of May, the beginning of June of '78, and got transferred to Fort Benning, Georgia, mid-September of '79.
I'm assuming Benning had a confinement facility.
Yes, Benning had a confinement facility. And when I got there, of course, I was immediately put on the guard shift. Yeah, guard shift, man. We worked a 9-day rotating shift. 3 days days, 3 days swings, 3 days midnights, and 3 days off. And normally on one of the off days, you had to go into the unit for training. So it took me a year to get used to that rotation.
Oh my God, I could never have gotten used to it. I never could have. It would have been awful. So we got off topic though.
Yeah.
We started out asking you if you liked outdoors, and look what you did. You went way digressing over there. Do I like to spend time outdoors? Okay, that depends on the weather and where I'm going to be outdoors. I don't really enjoy bugs and that kind of stuff. So If I'm camping, not really. If I'm at the beach, yeah, then I like to be outside. I love the sea breeze. I like sitting in the sand, reading a good book with a whole lot of sunscreen. Those are the kinds of, fun things I like to do. I don't mind being outdoors, like if I'm going to be at an amusement park or something, that's okay. But yeah, I don't really enjoy communing with nature, really. So, I'll usually just, stay inside somewhere. We used to have to, my parents had a gig when I was growing up. They provided support for the activities director. My grandparents did it too, so it was the four of them. They would do the activities at the KOA campground we used to go to in Santa Cruz in exchange for free space rental for their trailers. So, they'd go over there and they would do, an event a day or something, and then they could keep the trailer there year round for free. So, but that meant every weekend I had to go to the campground, whether I liked it or not. And they did this for years. I mean, when I got a little bit older and I could bring a friend with me, it wasn't quite as bad. But they would never allow me to stay at a friend's house because, they were, 45 minutes away. If anything happened, I thought, oh, for God's sake, come on. What's going to happen? Like, my friend had parents too, but that's not how they looked at it. So they used to literally drag me. I hated it. I hated having every weekend I wasn't around, couldn't play with my friends, couldn't go to their house, couldn't just sleep in and get up and watch TV. I mean, we had a TV in our trailer, but all 3 channels I got. I mean, it just was like, it was awful. I didn't like it, and they did it for years. Got a little bit better. I mean, when I became a teenager, they finally realized, oh, maybe we don't have to force her to go. Yeah, exactly. So it wasn't as bad after that, but I got my fill of camping. I was really okay with not camping anymore. Although, one of our first camping experiences that Neil and I had, we call it our Titanic adventure. We were in a tent and it rained hard overnight, and we didn't pay any attention. We didn't think about it. We didn't check a thing, And that was all fine until I woke up and I moved my foot over. We had an air mattress, and I moved my foot over and it was in the water. I was like, oh God. I said, you know what? There's water in here, and everything was floating, and we had to pack up and go. And we just laughed about it. It was pretty funny. So that, like I told you, I don't think I'm cut out for camping. So, okay. Now then, when faced with challenges, Neil, how do you overcome them?
Well, I try and figure out a plan on, how to deal with the problem, and then work on implementing the plan.
Okay. Okay. Neil is a type B personality. I'm a type A personality. If something challenges me, my sole intent in life until it's done is to tackle it and get it finished and off my plate. So I usually just go at it full bore. I take a look at it, I think about it, and I analyze it in my head. How would be the quickest, most efficient way to get this done and figure it out. And then I just go whole hog into fixing it and being finished with it and moving on, because, I don't want something that's going to be not fun and going to be challenging hanging over my head. So like if I have, somebody says, here, this needs to be done, you have 3 weeks to do it, good luck to you. Then I will try to have it done in the first week because I don't want it hanging over my head, because I will probably have anxiety about it until it's done. So, so that's what I try to do. I try to be ahead of schedule all the time instead of behind. It's just kind of the same principle as the ounce of prevention versus the pound of cure. Yeah, big time ounce of prevention person. Don't like to have things hanging over. I want to be efficient and finished and have lots of free time, because free time is way more fun than having to work on something challenging. So there you go. That's how I normally handle it. What does fulfillment mean to you, Neil?
Getting it done.
That's that it?
Well, everybody hopefully has plans on what they want to do in their life, or you want to do certain projects or whatever, and when you can complete that, I think that gives you a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. I think that's all I can say on that.
Okay. I think for me, if the people that I love are okay, and anything that I can do to help them to be okay, and all is right with the world, because if the people I love are okay, all is right with the world for me, then that to me is fulfilling. And I think partly that's due to, as I mentioned before in a prior WIP N Chat, I was quite literally at death's door from kidney failure when I was the ripe old age of 19. And so, they prepared my parents and my new brand spanking new husband at the time that I wasn't going to make it. And so I'm fully aware that I've been on borrowed time for 36 years. And so I get fulfillment out of very little. I'm just thankful that I was here, that I raised my kids. They all made it to adulthood with their arms, legs, and head attached, and are functional human beings and gracious gentlemen. And I have gotten to see my grandchildren be born and watch them grow up, and to me that's just such gravy, because by all rights I should never have seen that. I shouldn't have seen them grow up. I should never have had them. So love it. And I'm always aware that when I see a really beautiful sunset, and we have some out here that are unbelievable, I'm always thankful and aware that, there's another one I almost didn't see. And, something wonderful happens in the world. Simone Biles just won her 7th gold medal this morning. Atta girl, go USA. Those things make me smile too. So, so I find it very easy, very minimal things I find fulfilling, because like I said, it's, for 3.5 decades I've been on borrowed time. And I'm going to keep borrowing it till I can't anymore. But I know, and I'm always aware, and I don't take for granted, that, things that happen to me on a daily basis, things that I get to witness. When I help one of my bearded dragons that I rescue go from death's door to thriving, fulfilling big time. When any of my kids or my grandkids, meet some kind of a goal they've set for themselves, love that. Incredibly fulfilling. it doesn't take a lot to make me really happy. But also the flip side of that is I don't have a lot of tolerance for nasty, mean, cruel people. I just have zero. I don't think they deserve to be around to treat people the way that they do. So yeah, very little. See, I'm the one that when I see an idiot say something terrible to somebody, I have to say something. I cannot just keep my mouth shut. So, you know, I'll probably get knifed somewhere one of these days because, you know, I should have shut up and I didn't. But I can't help it. I have to say, you know, if I walk upon somebody and you know, somebody's beating up someone else, especially when it's not an even field, like if it's a man beating a woman or an adult beating a kid, and I have to say, excuse me, what are you doing? And why are you doing it? Because I'm about to call for law enforcement, you know. And if they say, you know, get out of here, this doesn't concern you. Well, guess what? I'm not leaving and I'm filming everything, so I'm going to ask you nicely one more time to back off. And if they don't, it's 911 all over the place. So, yeah, it's just how I am. I have zero tolerance for horrible people. And it just seems like people anymore are going out of their way to be horrible to one another. I don't get it. I really don't get it. You know, you guys we're all lucky that we're here and we're alive and we have an opportunity to try to work together, and instead these asshole people are screwing it up for everyone. So yeah, fulfillment easy, horrible, awful people really hard. It's especially hard for me because I know someday Jared, my youngest, the one that has the special needs, is going to have to rely on somebody else because I won't be around. And I can't stand the thought of one of these horrible people crossing his path and taking advantage of him in some way. So, yeah, it's almost a personal mission. I'm trying to make them as extinct as possible because really, what use are you if you have to go around acting like a jerk to everyone that crosses your path? Really? You know, get a hobby because, none of us need to have to endure you. So, yeah, that is that. Let's see. And last one from Denise. What's your favorite place on earth?
Well, probably wherever my home is.
Well, that's a good answer. I like that one.
You know, being in the military, you kind of have to learn that home is where you hang your hat.
That makes sense.
You know, there's places that were home for me that I liked better than other places. But, yeah.
Yeah, I think in a similar vein, I'd have to say that I think my favorite place is anywhere my favorite people are. That to me is the best place to be. So whether that's, you know, at the home of one of my kids or my house with them in it, or wherever all my animals are, or, you know, it's, yeah, as long as the things and the people that I love are around me, that's my favorite place. I don't need anything else. Thank you, Denise, for the questions. That was awesome. Sometimes you guys are making it hard. You gotta make us think. Woof! What are you trying to do? Prevent us from getting dementia? Holy cow. And good old Ray. Hi, Ray. Sugar Ray Crafts. Hey, girl. As usual, a list of questions from Ray. She's keeping us honest here. She says, I'm joining. I got you, Ray. I have got you down. So you are in the yes column. Did you send a picture of your canvas yet? Because if you did, I didn't get it. So could you send it one more time, please? Okay. All right, Neil. If you could be any age you wanted to be for the rest of your life, what age would you choose?
Probably 37.
You like that one the best, huh?
Yeah, 35, 37, somewhere in there. You know, you're mature enough where you're not thinking incredibly stupid thoughts all the time anymore. And usually by that time your life is relatively stable.
It's so funny because I was going to say 35. It's not funny. It's funny.
Hmm.
For a lot of the same reasons. I mean, usually by the time you're 35, you have figured out what you want to do for a career. So you're either there or headed there. You usually have a pretty good group of friends. If you have kids, you know, they're usually big enough to be a little bit more functional and they're not taking every waking moment like normal. I think stable is a good word. I kind of, you know, everything sort of irons itself out. You're usually driving something that you want to be driving. So all of those things are a perk. And the best part, your body still works. Everything you ask your body to do, it can still do. You're not, you know, fighting aches and pains and your back isn't giving out and all of that stuff yet. That's all to come. But at that point in your life, you got it made in the shade. You can do whatever you want to do. So
Yeah, generally.
yeah, mostly. Unless
No.
you've had some terrible injury up until that point.
You know, when I was in my early 30s, I think I was 33, I got to go to drill sergeant school. Boy, wasn't that fun. And
You were volunteered.
yes, I didn't raise my hand or anything.
They just said, congratulations, you're going
Yeah,
military.
yeah.
Drill sergeant school.
I got a letter from Department of the Army when I was at Fort Benning that said, "Congratulations, you've been involuntarily selected for drill sergeant duty." That was the last thing on my mind.
Not something you didn't want to be, Sergeant Foley?
No. Yeah, that school was the most physically challenging school that I was ever sent to. And it was tough.
Okay, was that it?
Yeah.
All right. So, okay. So yeah, I definitely picked 35. That was a good age. Which celebrity would you choose for your best friend?
Robin Williams.
That's a good one. Gosh.
I'd never get a moment's sleep or rest. It'd just be too hilarious.
Yeah, your sides would hurt from laughing probably. You'd be a fun one though. Gosh, I have a couple of choices. I have to think about that one a little bit. Probably Rachel Maddow. I like listening to her news broadcast. She's brilliant, which I appreciate. She's very smart. She always has her act together, which I also appreciate. But she has a great sense of humor and she has a lot of compassion. So I think I would like to, we could have some really good conversations. I think I'd like to be best friends with her. If you could only wear one color for the rest of your life, which one would you choose?
Probably blues of some kind.
Okay. I of course would choose purple, because you know it's my favorite color, you guys. Purple in every hue, every shade, from lavender to violet, would make me happy as a clam. Okay, let's see. What does your perfect day look like?
Well, get up when I want to get up, for starters. Have a nice breakfast, whether I cook it myself or go out to have it, and not through McDonald's.
Yeah, really.
And I don't know. Go to a movie, go to the beach. Go shoot my guns.
That it?
Yeah.
I think my perfect day would be be awakened by all of my animals climbing up into the bedroom with me. Having morning snuggles for about, 45 minutes while everybody greets the day, more or less. And then breakfast of something light, like a bagel with cream cheese and some yummy fruit. Like today I had watermelon, guys. Oh, it's so good. And then after breakfast, getting to stay in my jammies all day, that's awesome too. Maybe me and the animals come out and binge a little Netflix. That'd be pretty cool. And then something really hot and yummy and carb filled for lunch. Like pizza or something like that. And then spend the afternoon diamond painting and watching other diamond painting videos. And then fall into bed in the evening, just all cozy, maybe have something light for dinner, and then keep diamond painting until I'm too tired to think about anything else. Then get up, stretch, put on clean pajamas, and off into La La Land for a full evening of recuperative rest, which doesn't happen very often for me, but hey. And having my pain level tolerable, God, that would just be fantastic. I can't tell you how often all those things do not align, but that would be my perfect day. What is your go-to shower song to sing, Neil?
I don't sing in the shower.
Ever?
Ever. I let Jared do that.
Yeah, he does it all the time. He's so funny. I don't usually have a favorite song. I mean, I usually listen to my playlist while I'm bathing and sing along to it. So, little Journey, little Don't Stop Believin'. I like Glenn Frey's Smuggler's Blues. I like the Eagles. Peaceful, Easy Feeling, that one's also on there. I have a little John Denver. I have a little Dan Fogelberg. Yeah, a little Peter, Paul, and Mary. A little Stevie Nicks. Yeah, I like all of that. I like songs you can understand the words, but that have a good beat. That's like my favorite. So, yeah. So all of those are favorites. What is the worst food of all time, Neil?
Kimchi.
Oh yeah, you're not a fan, huh?
No, not at all.
Too spicy?
Yeah.
For me, worst food of all time. Lima beans. 'Cause I can't stand them at all in any capacity. What's your favorite place to visit, Neil? Besides the grocery store.
That's not visiting. Well, I like museums. You know, Disneyland, Universal Studios, those are always fun, even if you've been there since you were a kid. I think that's pretty much it.
Okay. My favorite place to visit. Probably any theater that has a live play or musical playing. I like that very much. I love to go see, plays and musicals and things that are done live. I think that's really, really fun. And I don't get to do it nearly as often as I'd like to, but any chance I get, you can find me there. When do you feel the most stressed, Neil?
Trying to figure out how to do something you don't have the money to do it with.
Yeah, I get that. I feel the most stress when I look at the ceiling in the kitchen, knowing that my roof is going to be caving in any time now. That is probably the most stressful thing, and it's every day, so that's rough. Okay. What's your go-to breakfast order?
Oh. Biscuits and gravy with eggs on the side.
How do you like your eggs?
Usually over medium.
Okay. Go-to breakfast order. Probably eggs scrambled hard, nothing runny. Crispy bacon. Potatoes O'Brien. And a big old bowl of fresh fruit. If I don't have fresh fruit, then mixed berry yogurt. Okay. What was the best gift you ever received?
Kids, probably.
Well, that was nice of you to say.
Even though they're aggravating.
Well, that's their job. They're very good at their job. Yeah, I think so too. I think probably my kids and my grandkids. Those are My favorite gift of all time. What makes you the most angry, Neil?
People that want to take advantage of other people just because they can.
Yep, that's a good one. That's a pet peeve for me too. Makes me the most angry. Yeah, inequality, unfairness, injustice. All of those things make me furious because there's no need for it, and yet it continues, and that makes no sense to me at all. What's your favorite nickname you've been given?
Well, there's a certain person that we visit with virtually that calls me Neelio. It's pretty funny.
You know what's funny about that? That same person gave me my favorite nickname, which is Dragon Goddess. That's me. Definitely. Fits me to a T. Fortunately, I haven't been given very many nicknames, and I'm really okay with that. And then next we have who would you pay the most money to see in concert? That's a good one.
Oh, Hall and Oates.
Oh, you liked them, did you?
Oh God, yes.
I dragged Neil to a concert at the fairgrounds a couple years ago. It was an all-day thing because they had Hall & Oates in the evening and Air Supply in the afternoon, and so we just made a day of it because I happen to really like both those groups, and apparently he liked them, so that's good. Do you have a favorite song that they sing?
Yeah, but I can't think of it right now.
Okay.
They have so many good ones.
Yeah, they do. Gosh. Probably. Gosh, there's so many that I really like that I would love to see. Probably Barbra Streisand, because she's really my favorite. And I don't think she's doing concerts anymore, but if she were, I would pay big money. Okay. Would you rather be a musician or a movie star?
Well, I've been a musician off and on. When I was a kid, I played the trumpet, and later in life, I learned to play the bass guitar. And I wasn't really, terribly good, but I was okay at it. If I could be, better at it, it would be fun. And, you get to do the nightlife thing.
So you'd rather
Maybe.
be a musician?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. I would definitely rather be a movie star. I think that would be the most fun ever. What is one thing that you think is really overrated, Neil?
A certain politician running for president.
Okay, we'll leave that one just sitting there. I think video games, God, are the most overrated things on the planet. The countless hours spent on those things and the countless amount of money, my God. Yeah, I just, I don't get it. It's not my kind of thing. I mean, you know, I like the occasional computer game, but, you know, it doesn't run my life, okay? So I think that's probably it. I've seen more people's relationships and marriages break up over stupid things like that. I just don't understand it. Nope. I will never understand it. So, let's see. What's your dream car, Neil?
69 Roadrunner.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. With a 396 in it. Oh, heck yes.
Okay. Well, I would like a silver Ferrari with oyster white interior. That would be my fave. What's your favorite family tradition, Neil?
Well, I really like the way that we open Christmas gifts where, you know, one person at a time opens a gift so everybody can see what everybody else has gotten. I like that a lot.
Yeah, me too. I really like that more than, you know, everybody make a big loud noise by ripping the paper off at all times. Yeah, I just, yeah, I like one at a time too. It's way more fun. Yeah, it lasts longer, which is cool. It's only once a year. I mean, let it take a minute. Who cares? We always get...
Let the dinner burn.
Not necessarily the dinner burn, but I mean, you know, just have snacks out, have Rice Krispie treats, have a bunch of chips and pretzels, and just snack your way through the day and then have dinner after everybody's finished. Or alternatively, have dinner first, eat all the snacks, and then, you know, put a few more snacks out and then open until, I don't know, midnight or whenever. But I think if you have little kids, it's hard to wait till after dinner. Most of the time, they have to get into it right away. So yeah, but yeah, it's so much more fun to open one at a time so everybody can see what everybody got. That's half the fun, is seeing the, you know, how the reaction of the person you got it for. So yeah. Family traditions are hard when, you know, your family of origin is all gone and you have to, now it's your kids and their kids. What was your favorite birthday party?
Well, I think I was 11 or 12, something like that. Somewhere in there. Maybe a little younger. And my parents put on this really big birthday party for me at the house. God, we must have had a dozen kids over. And we did games and I don't remember what all else. There was, you know, of course, a good cake and ice cream and all of that.
And presents for you.
Yeah. And I remember my dad saying after everybody left that, you know, the party went longer than any party should.
That's good. That means everybody had a good time. My favorite birthday party. Oh gosh, let's see. Probably my Sweet 16. That was the only surprise party I ever had, and it, you know, it was a pretty good one. I don't like surprises as a rule, and so, yeah, it was quite a thing. So, and that was fun. You know, a lot of my friends were there, and which was hard. You know, it's always hard to have a party. I always did, but it's hard in December because people are traveling and doing stuff, and you know, they're just not available very often. So the fact that there were probably 12 or 14 people that showed up, I was really happy about that.
No.
That was kind of awesome. So
No.
I would say probably my Sweet 16. What's one thing you would tell your childhood self, Neil?
Don't worry, it's going to get better.
Was that a worry you had when you were a kid?
Yeah, I was kind of overparented. Just not by my mother, but by my sister, who's 4 years older than me, who of course felt she knew everything.
Funny, she still feels that way. So, I think I would tell my younger self, don't worry, some of the kids that are total idiots now are going to grow up and feel really badly for the way that they treated you and what the things that they said. And yeah, so just know that it says more about them than about you, and onward. I think that would be what I would tell myself, my younger self. That once they do catch up with you, you know, and you're going to be fine. You are going to be a good person with a good life. I think that's what I'd like to have told my younger self. Board games or puzzles?
Board games.
Same. Board games, definitely. I'm not a puzzler. That's for sure. Last one. You could get rid of one veggie immediately. Which one would you choose?
Artichokes, probably.
You don't like artichokes?
Oh, they're okay. I can't see just cooking an artichoke, you know, like some people do, and dip it in mayonnaise and all this. No, thank you.
Too much work for what you get, huh?
Well, you know, now I have made and I can make mushroom artichoke chicken, and it's pretty darn good.
It's delicious. I can attest to that.
But to eat an artichoke by itself, no thank you.
Okay, well, I know this is probably not a popular opinion, but I would get rid of peas because I don't like peas at all. Can't stand them. Nope, nope, nope.
And I like peas, so I don't get to eat them.
Except when he fixes things for himself, like, you know what, I don't like chili Colorado, but he makes it for himself quite a bit. Yeah, yeah, just not a big peas kind of person. I know there are people that love them, but my mother loved them, especially split peas, but no. Nope, not for Wendy. So it'd probably be that one. I'll eat other kinds of things, you know, green beans and broccoli and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. But, ooh, take the peas and go away from me, please, because yucca. So that is all the questions. We've kept you guys a little extra today, so thanks
Boy, a lot extra.
for hanging with us. Yeah, so thanks for hanging with us. We hope you enjoyed hanging out with us today. Don't forget, if you want to participate in September's event, I need to know that. Let me know, and send me a pic of your canvas to my email or my Instagram, which I will make a point of listing both of them in the description box. Other than that, we hope you have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Feel free to leave more questions for us, or follow-up questions, or questions of your choosing, and we will take those up in the next WIP N Chat. Thank you for your patience for this one, and for waiting for us. And since we did miss a WIP N Chat, we apologize for that. We hope everybody is having such a great weekend. Yeah, you guys are awesome. You're just absolutely the best. I can't believe how close to 900 subs I am. You guys are just unbelievable. All my new subbies, thank you very much for subbing in. You certainly have your choice of channels, especially diamond painting channels. Oh my God. So thank you very much for subbing in. I really am glad that you're here, and I'm happy that you're part of the Diamonds and Stuff family. And all of my True Blue subs that always come back and leave me such great comments, thank you. I really appreciate you very, very much. I'm so glad to have you guys join in. You guys are wonderful. And again, I'll ask one more time, what would you guys like to be called? I've had a few things that people have put out there, and we'll do a poll and see which one you guys like the best. But so far we've had things like Dragonkin, we've had Slayers, we've had Dragonettes, we've had a couple others. So, what would you like to be called? I don't know. It's going to be interesting, but I want you guys to choose, because, you know, oh, we've had Sparklers. That's a good one too. So, you guys let me know if you can think of anything else, and I'm going to put them all together and put a poll out on the posts page. So, all right, everyone. Well, thanks again for joining us. We're so happy to have had you with us. If you made it to the end of the video, why don't you give us a blue heart emoji? That would be good. That way we'll know that you lasted till the very end. All right, guys. Thanks again for joining us. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye. Have a good weekend.
Bye, guys.